All right, I'm back with video number 2, and I remembered to flip the screen so you could actually read my shirt. So we're gonna focus on emotions, and we're gonna focus on focusing and being calm during school. Sometimes it's really easy to forget that kids get really stressed out too. And stress in kids, from my experience, can come to the surface in many ways, like meltdowns, nervousness, acting out. I mean, even as an adult, it's sometimes really hard to keep it together. And we've had a lot more time to practice than they have. So we really have to keep in mind and just try to not get frustrated with them, although I know it's so easy to do. So it's just not reasonable to expect kids to have it mastered. I mean, we don't. So we can't expect them to. But this is where essential oils come in really, really handy. You know how a certain smell can just trigger a memory from the past, like whether it's cookies at your grandma's house, for example, or just like the smell of diesel fuel when you used to go boating or snowmobiling when you were kids. It just kind of just takes you back to that. Well, essential oils work in a very similar manner. Our sense of smell is directly linked to the limbic system of the brain, and that's our emotional control center. A scent can impact not just emotion, but the body's physical response to it. And the limbic system is the brain's center of not only emotion, but also learning and memory. So those are really important. And essential oils go directly into your limbic system when you inhale them. So like within 3 seconds, this is in my brain triggering different things happening, which is absolutely insane. So first, we're going to talk about being calm first. School brings all kinds of change, so we're going to start with that. From getting back into the routine of going to bed early, getting up early, and just getting to school, that's going to be an issue. That's going to be hard for us. We've actually already started practicing getting to Wynette on time so that we're not late for school. So, I mean, even the routine, you might have that your kid's going to have a new teacher every year. There might be new kids. You might have moved, so they're going to be surrounded by everything new. They could just be going to a new location, like if your kids go to Bureau Valley and they're going from 5th grade to the junior high. They're in a completely different town with a bunch of different kids, all new staff, everything. That's really stressful. And not to mention, they have to start using combination locks. I don't know about you guys, but I was a nervous wreck using those combinations because I could never remember. So I finally figured out that trick where you can lift it up and put the pencil in so it would never lock. But it's just nerve-wracking. And I mean, it's just like if we were to start a new job. That's scary, right? So there's many ways that we can help our kids stay calm. We can use essential oils that can trigger the brain to help the body relax, either by applying them first thing in the morning to help them get through the day. You don't always want to, if you know that your kid has trouble with something and the outbreak might even just be later in the day, try to get the oils on them in the morning and see what happens. That might not even happen if you if you use the oils before you have that outbreak. It could change your kid's entire outlook on the day. So You can use essential oils on the bottom of the feet. You can put them on the back of your neck. You can just rub them through your hair, on your clothes. Like I said before, you could use jewelry. You can diffuse them in your home, or if diffusing in the classroom isn't an option, like I said, you can make a room spray. So there's a lot of oils for calming, not just a few, but I'm going to go over just a few. Stress Away is one of my favorites. It's got a lime vanilla scent. It's just very calm. I know that's one of my mom's favorites. Another one is Valor. That's the one I used tonight before I came on live. Cedarwood smells incredible. Orange is actually Gavin's favorite. If he's having a meltdown, we go for the orange oil. It's uplifting, but it's also relaxing at the same time. So it's a really interesting one. It smells delicious. It smells like you've just like used one of those zesters on an orange peel. It smells absolutely incredible. There's Peace and Calming, which is really nice. Lavender and vetiver. Vetiver, there's actually been a lot of studies done on, you just rub stress away on Eric because he woke up from a bad dream. Aw, poor guy. Gavin's been doing that too. He keeps telling us that he's got a jellyfish. And I think he thinks it's gonna sting him or something. So, yes, Stress Away is one, actually a lot of these we use at bedtime, as well as you could use during the day to help with stressful situations. Vetiver, though, has had a lot of studies done on ADHD. So that's, if you think your kid is maybe on the verge of that, that might be something you want to look into. So there's a recipe that you could do in a roller ball, if that's allowed in your school, or you could just do it at home, make it up for the kids. If they're old enough, they can do it themselves. Just put it in as part of their routine before they put their socks on. The oils goes on. So a roller ball recipe is called Peace and Calm, and I will post a bunch of graphics later with a bunch of recipes so that you don't have to try to remember all of this. So the recipe is lavender, Stress Away, Valor, patchouli, and vetiver. So a lot of the ones that I just listed are all in this blend. So that sounds very relaxing. So the next emotion we're gonna look at is focus. And I don't know about you, but I mean, I have a hard time focusing for more than 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Might just be because I'm a mom and I'm interrupted that often. But it's really hard for kids to sit down and stay focused for an extended period of time. They're not really made to do that. So there are many studies out there that show that lemon and peppermint are incredible for focus and memory. And remember, when you're using these things aromatically, it's going right to the limbic system in the brain. And when you use something like lemon or peppermint or any essential oil, and then while you're studying or learning something, and then you go back and use it while you're taking a test, it's going to be easier for your brain to trigger those memories. Just like when you smell those chocolate chip cookies, it reminds you of your grandma. When you smell that lemon and peppermint, it's going to help you remember what you learned. It's like an association with the smell. So that's how that kind of works. But the lemon and peppermint are very energizing, and they just really help you focus. It's actually, those two are one of my favorite combinations to diffuse, just because it's fresh and clean and energizing. So as a parent, you could give your child a roller bottle with those oils to take to school. You can have them apply it at home if they get home and have homework time before you get there, before school, in a classroom. the teacher could put in a squirt bottle and use any of the tips that I talked about in that first video. So there are a lot of other oils for focus too. Clarity is one of my favorites. I used that one today because I was just in this weird frame of mind that I couldn't get out of. So Clarity really just made me snap back into what I needed to focus on. And there's an essential oil blend called Brain Power. There's frankincense, which is absolutely incredible. That's one of my favorite grounding oils. If I have a lot going on or if I'm just really stressed out, frankincense is one that I go to. I actually use frankincense on my face every single day, so I kind of get a double dose, double usage there. Vetiver again, and an example for a recipe in the diffuser for focus is, I've got two here. Peppermint, frankincense, and orange, which sounds really interesting. I'm going to have to try that one. Or rosemary, lemon, and peppermint. Now, I already said that lemon and peppermint are really great for focus. Rosemary is really great for memory. So it helps you recover stored memories. So I would think that that would be really good to help during study time or during a test when you have to recall that information. All right, that is video number 2. Thanks for joining in with me again, you guys. Please ask questions as I go through this. If you have them, other people will. And I am going to sign off of this one and hop on video number 3. But if your question pertains to the video, then just put it with that video instead of crossing over. Because if you have that question, more than likely somebody else will too. So don't be afraid to ask questions. I will hop back on here and answer them probably through a response rather than through the video. So I'm going to hop off and start number 3. So watch for that one to go live.